Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the IMU Virtual Postgrad Info Week. Today, we're going to talk about the IMU MSA program, or we so-called the Master in Acupuncture. So, before we start, based on statistic division of the Malaysian, we actually have 1.93% of the postgrad student among the Malaysian population. So thank you for those who are interested in our program and you want to pursue your study in the traditional Chinese medicine. Our program is the only Chinese medicine related program in Malaysia that meets the demands of the Malaysian needs. So the Master of Science in Acupuncture first started in September of 2018, basically 5 years ago. It's also one of the master program in IMU that grant MOHE, sorry, MQA approval. For the program, we started to prepare in 10 years ago. Yeah, basically from now onwards, I think it's by 2010, more than 10 years ago, before a decade. Yeah. In 2015, we approved by the MQA conduct these particular courses. So for now, I think Prof. Joy will introduce why we need to start Master of Science in Acupuncture. Yeah.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Prof. Zhou from Shanghai, China. I'm very glad to join this talk. Okay. Actually, you already know in IMU, the Master of Acupuncture was launched in year 2018. Okay, 5 years ago. But actually, we prepared this program 10 years ago. So this picture tells you in 2011, 10 years ago, IMU launched Bachelor of Science of Chinese Medicine, a UG program. But at the same time, I already prepared this Master of Acupuncture with my colleagues. Okay, after long-term preparation, and at last, my colleagues told you in year 2015, at last, this program was approved by Ministry of Higher Education. And at this, you know, IMU actually, you see, it's a Western medicine university, but they engage in traditional Chinese medicine a long time ago, and also very much have a good plan, long-term plan. Start the UG program at the same time, they already prepare the Master of Chinese Medicine. So this just tell you, IMU not suddenly have this idea to launch this program. They have long preparation, as my colleagues told you, to meet the demand in Malaysia for a study in high degree, master degree. Thank you. Okay.
Thank you, Prof. Joe. For the Master of Science in Acupuncture, so far we are the only master program that approved and accredited by the MOE, Ministry of Education, and the MQA. First cohort, 5 years ago, means in September of 2018. Our sixth cohort will be coming in the 4th of September, 2023. This is a part-time program. Basically, our design is for those working professionals. Yeah, no matter you are from what background, from Western medicine background, Chinese medicine background. Basically, our modules are all teach and learn in English. Yeah. The duration is 2.5 to 5 years. Why 5 years? Because this is a requirement for MQA. If your program is 2.5 years, so they need to double up the duration of the study. So it can ensure all the students that can finish their study lah. No matter which types of program you have pursued, or master or undergrad. So basically, we need to double it up. Yeah. The entry requirement basically stated there lah. You need to have CGPA 2.5 or less. For those who are less than 2.5, you need to have 5 years experience, working experience. We also know that some of the very old program, they only provide marks. So for such an issue, it's all right. Please provide to our admission department. They will do the calculation for you. So don't be panicked if you're having those old system type of the certificates or transcript, we so-called the report cards. If an issue, just contact my colleagues who are working the admission. They will try their best to help you and sort it out, convert into the CGPA. Thank you. Why study in IMU? I think this is important. Important thingy that why you select IMU. Yeah, one of the top university in Malaysia, amongst all the Malaysian university, yeah, awarded with Setara 5 or 6. Yeah, we grant our Setara 6 more in 2017. So far in Malaysia, don't have university that grant the Setara 6. Yeah, we have our full accreditation in 2021 means the MQA recognize our program based on our high standard teaching and learning activities. That's why you can see the full accreditation means they recognize our program. Then we just finished our self-review exercise. The self-review exercise means after 5 years of the program, we have to check whether our curriculums meet the contemporary needs. So that's why we're having a self-review exercise to ensure our teaching and learning qualities. The program-wise, we offer flexibility for working professionals. That's why our course currently is part-time. Yeah. It features an internationally benchmarked curriculum means we are working close with our partner youths, the Shanghai University of Traditional Chinese Medicine, or we cut short is the HSU TCM. The cooperation means they support our teaching and learning activities. They recognize our teaching and learnings, materials and everything. So that's why you can see Prof. Joe's is come from Shanghai and support us. Yeah. Before that, we also have credit transfer and the dual degrees. However, that one is 5 years ago. Currently, they're having a visit. So they need us to re-sign the MOU. That's why for the credit transfer and dual degree issue, we need to further discuss. Last, I think is the most important for all of you, the cost in price. Our price is roughly 16,000, 16K. Yeah. We have compared with China. I think with HSU TCM, Shanghai University of Traditional Chinese Medicine, their price, teaching and learning Mandarin is convert to Malaysian, it's about 16K as well. For English, it's close to 100K. Yeah, I mean 100,000. Of course, that one only school fees. And in China, basically, it's very hard lately for having the part-time study. So even part-time study, based on my experience, I complete my PhD. We still need to be there based on the Ministry of Higher Education of China, all the candidates doing part-time, you need to be there at least 2 or 3 months per year. Yeah, so this is a requirement for them. Means you have to stop your work and then fly over there and be a supervisor. So this is another cost. Or you are doing a full-time, then stop working, earn your living. You have to be there, not including all the cost of living, your accommodation, etc., etc. After calculation, we found out that if you really want to study in China with teaching in Mandarins, you at least need to double up the fees in Malaysia up to 120K. Yeah, 120,000 or 120K. Yeah, because lately I've been doing a calculation for my undergrad student. Yeah, thank you. What we learned these particular topics, I will pass back to Prof. Joe.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Ng. Now I introduce you the modules if you are really interested to joining this program. Okay, but I think it's very important. I mean, what to study is it before you made the decision, you need to know something about this one. Okay, actually, this Master of Acupuncture, this program, we totally plan about 13 modules and earn 42 credits. Then meet the demand to graduate as a Master of Acupuncture. Okay, these modules are actually this program mainly faced to two different background students. One is local Western medicine doctors. Another part is the local Chinese medicine practitioner. So you know their background are different. So we design two different kinds of modules. Here I mainly introduce you the modules planned for Western medicine doctors. Okay. The first the module just the Chinese medicine theory. So it's very obviously is the fundamental course for you to study Chinese medicine, including acupuncture. Later, I will tell you a little bit more about it. And next is diagnosis in Chinese medicine. So maybe local people know something about traditional Chinese medicine. They would like to touch the pulse, look at the tongue. These are all the basic diagnosis skills included in Chinese medicine. Okay. And the next one is the key, the core module, very important. The program is Master of Acupuncture, the basic acupuncture. This module very important, introduce you a lot of basic knowledge and skills about traditional Chinese medicine acupuncture. So here name is a basic acupuncture. From the name, you know it's very important. Really tells you the basic knowledge and the basic skills. Okay. A lot of things to study. And next one is acupoint anatomy. So from the name also you can guess it's the knowledge about anatomy introduced, applied in acupuncture. Because you know, anyhow, we apply the needle or puncture on the body. In some part of the body may cause the danger, so has a risk. So that's why we'd like students to know these anatomy knowledge about acupoint in case in future to prevent the accident happens. Okay. And not only the student will study the Chinese medicine acupuncture related modules, and also we plan some other modules such as biostatistics. For Western medicine doctor, I think it's simple. I think the main contents, I think quite similar as the one previously you studied in your UG degree. But anyhow, in master degree, maybe we may introduce some high level knowledge and skills. Okay. As a master student, you need to know these knowledge, help you for future research or something like this. Next one, really the research methodology and the scientific writing. So that's based on the demand from Ministry of Higher Education. As master student, you need this ability. After you graduate, you may do join in some research about acupuncture. I think it's very natural that you need to study this module. Okay. And further, we plan some Chinese medicine acupuncture related module, advanced acupuncture techniques. In my opinion, I don't think the previous basic acupuncture really is a lower level about acupuncture. That one is advanced acupuncture technique. I see all are acupuncture related knowledge and skills will introduce you to you. Okay. This another acupuncture related module. And next one is modern acupuncture science and clinical development. Actually, this module is planned as several seminars. So it's a little bit freely for students to know the updated development of acupuncture. So name as modern acupuncture science and clinical development. Okay, its purpose for widen students the knowledge and your view about modern development of acupuncture. I think it's very important. You know, acupuncture is a traditional medicine, but anyhow, it's developed in recent years. So more and more new technique or skills develop. And as master of acupuncture student, you need to know this updated knowledge about acupuncture. Okay. And the next one is selected readings in classic literature. So from modern development of acupuncture, still the master of acupuncture student, you need to know some traditional knowledge about acupuncture. So that's why we plan this module. This one, the main contents are originated from a famous Chinese medicine literature named as Huang Di Nui Jing, yellow classic, internal classic. Okay, so very famous. Some people name this book as the Bible of Chinese medicine. So with quite long history. And we select some chapter from Huang Di Nui Jing, let you know the Asian, the knowledge of traditional Chinese medicine, acupuncture. Okay, and the last one is research project. Okay, so as master of acupuncture student, as demanded by Ministry of Higher Education, you have to prepare a thesis. Usually we design this research project help you to prepare your research. Usually I don't think it's a very complex research project. It's designed in the one semester as a module. So I think anyhow it's suitable for a master of acupuncture student. Okay. Besides these, mainly the theoretical study modules, we also plan 3 short modules of name as acupuncture clinical practice. So from the name, you know, these are not theoretical study. These are practice. We totally plan clinical practice 1, 2, 3, and in year 1, 2, and the last half year. Okay. So that's all the modules planned for a Master of Acupuncture in our 2.5 years study. Anyhow, I'd like you to know, Master of Acupuncture, this program approved by Ministry of Higher Education, it's a coursework master program. So from the name, you know, coursework, mainly just for study, not focused on research. Okay, that's the course introduction. Thank you. And this picture just tell you if you really join Master of Acupuncture in module Chinese medicine theory, you'd like to know these very basic Chinese medicine related theory, such as yin yang, 5 elements. Actually, these are all Asian Chinese philosophy, but they were introduced to Chinese medicine. So you need to know these Asian theory, then you may further understand what's traditional Chinese medicine. Okay, and the inner organ, 脏腑 organ theory, these are also very important theory about Chinese medicine as well as acupuncture. tea and blood, something like this lah. Okay, this thing we plan in this module. Diagnosis in Chinese medicine. So we'd like to introduce you the 4 diagnosis method. Touch the pulse, look at the tongue, as well as other things. Okay, these are typically traditional Chinese medicine diagnostic method. Okay, next one. Okay, so acupuncture, actually you learn a lot of techniques, okay, such as acupuncture. So this picture tells you puncture the needle on some specific part in the body. Okay, so acupuncture, you see the name in Mandarin, actually we name these as 针灸. So the translation now only translate one word, acupuncture, but actually another technique, just 灸, translate as moxibustion. But now as a habit, the Western people, they name 针灸always only translate one word, just acupuncture. No issue. We just tells you, also we simply name it acupuncture, but not only limited in acupuncture, as well as some other techniques. For example, here I mentioned you moxibustion. So in China, actually people understand 针灸means mainly 2 different techniques: puncture the needle as well as apply the moxa. Okay, and actually in acupuncture also we'll introduce you other technique. For example, cupping. Cupping seems recent year a little bit popular. Okay, so you see apply the cups set on the body, then may release the pain or something like this. Okay, this picture tells you how the cups set on the body. The lower the picture tells you our master of student, they study how to do the cupping on body. So the right side the picture tells you, even you see the American Michael Phelps, you know, the swimming champion. This person also, he likes cupping. So you know, acupuncture seems a little bit more popular in the world now. Okay, next one. Okay, so acupuncture, actually it isn't merely a traditional acupuncture technique. In recent 50 or 60 years, some new techniques were also introduced to acupuncture. So you see this machine, we name it electro acupuncture. So with your image, totally not the traditional technique. It's the modern technique introduced or combined, integrated with the traditional medicine. This really originated from China, actually from my hometown Shanghai. The Western medicine doctors, they study acupuncture, then think they like to change some stimulation method, then they introduce this modern technique, then develop this electro acupuncture. Okay, actually this one closely related and very important famous events happens in acupuncture, just acupuncture anesthesia, 针刺麻醉. Maybe some of you heard about this one. This actually quite closely related with electro acupuncture. Okay, next one. Okay. Okay, so the student may practice acupuncture mainly in IMU clinic. The name is ICMC. Okay, the majority of the acupuncture clinic practice are ICMC. Okay,
means IMU Chinese medicine clinic. Yeah, the abbreviation of the IMU Chinese medicine clinic. Okay, yeah, continue.
And
John,
also,
thank you.
Yeah, also we plan sometimes in a local famous Chinese medicine hospital. Maybe you know Tongshen Hospital. So this, the right side picture just tell you our master of acupuncture student practice in that famous hospital. They learn a lot in that hospital. Okay, Charles, maybe in this cohort, we may plan even the clinic practice in Shanghai.
Yes.
Because last month, Shanghai University of Traditional Chinese Medicine, they visit IMU. We discussed this possibility. Actually, they orally totally agree, but we haven't yet signed the MOU. So I think maybe in near future we will reach this target. We may plan some maybe 1 week or 2 weeks acupuncture clinic in Shanghai. Okay. And about the module, actually I mainly focus on the Western medicine background. Okay. But for the Chinese medicine practitioner, if they are interested to joining our program, the main course are same. Only one module. The first module, when Western medicine doctors study the Chinese medicine theory, that part of student, they study the allopathic medicine and radiology. Only this module are different. Okay. The purpose the university planned this module, they try to let the Chinese medicine practitioner know more about Western medicine knowledge. Then later, two background of students get together. They think that maybe they may on the same page to study acupuncture, and they may have more discussion, negotiation, and two groups of person study at the same class may help each other. That's the purpose of this module designed for the Chinese medicine background student. Okay, so you see this module totally 13 different kinds of module. Only one is different. The others are all the same. They study in the previous cohort. I see some cohorts. We have two backgrounds of students. They cooperate very well. They learn each other. Then they became the good friends. So I hopefully these kinds of students in near future, they may develop new idea about the acupuncture. Okay.
The early joining now, we also encourage, because IMU always encourage the interprofessional learning. So this is one of our important, how do we say, teaching and learning activities. So we try to have the East meet the West meet the East. Yeah.
In
So
China, we name it 中西医结合 integrated traditional and modern medicine. Okay.
So what the lecturers, I think most of the modules are mainly developed by the professor or associate professor and experienced lecturers with doctoral degree from the IMU. So this is a requirement as well from the MQA. Basically, they are not really encouraged lecturers with master to teach master at least PhD. So we follow such a rules. Of course, Professor, we have Prof. Joe here, been vast teaching experience for other modules such as those biostatistics or the research methodology. Sometimes we will invite some associate professor to help the teaching and learning activities. The other one, let's Prof. Joe introduce.
Okay. And as my colleagues told you, the lecturer here in my IMU for Master of Acupuncture, mainly professor, associate professor, and high senior lecturer. Okay. And also we not only me, I joined IMU for this program. My colleagues in Shanghai also, I invite them as guest lecturer for lecturer for this program. For example, the module I mentioned you, the acupoint anatomy, this module was launched by a lecturer from Shanghai University of Traditional Chinese Medicine, because we had this module for, I see, over 40 years. Because I studied this one 40 years ago already. I studied this module. So that's why we invite the lecturer from Shanghai for this module. Okay. And another one I mentioned you, the selected reading is the Huangdi Neijing. This one also very important, but difficult to teach and study. Also, we invite the guest lecturer from Shanghai University of Traditional Chinese Medicine. Okay. And also we invite some lecturer from MOH because some of the seminar, they related with the local T and CM Act. So maybe you heard about traditional complementary medicine. So we'd like the student know more about the local acts and the regulations, then help them to practice well in future. Okay, and also we invite some lecturer from local universities such as Xiamen University, Malaysia branch, even some lecturer from UK. So you see, we try our best to invite the excellent and experienced lecturers to teach this program. Thank you. Okay.
For the teaching and learning, we have mentioned already this, the program is conducted in the part-time mode, is taught program, so we are not really focused on research, taught course and research. So the full research course, normally you will need to start your research as early as possible and then complete with full thesis. However, for our course, we basically ask our student prepare research as a module. This is a blended teaching and learning. We use MU campus as our, MU have few campus. We have campus in Seremban as well. Mainly our BJ, Bukit Jalil campus for face-to-face teaching and learning activities. We use the, now I think after the COVID or during the COVID, the online synchronous method become a hot cake. Yeah, so we use Microsoft Teams and Zoom as well for our teaching and learning activity. So you can see this is a team, this is a Zoom. Teams is basically from Microsoft, one of mainly teaching and learning resource. Yeah, and async, basically we use our e-learning portal. Yeah, MU e-learn, we have an e-learn portal. Later, I think Prof. Joe will introduce the e-learning portal. Yeah.
So this one, actually, the teaching and study message is very important because it's a part-time program. You see, all the participants, they are working professional. They work in hospital, in their clinic. So that's why this program designed as blended. So actually, simply say some of them you can study at any time. Okay. Some of them we plan at the fixed time. So the fixed time we name as the face-to-face. But face-to-face, maybe you will come to IMU, but not too many because we purposely plan for part-time. If they have to come to IMU, the student in Kuala Lumpur is easy, but out of Kuala Lumpur, not so easy. So each semester, we don't plan a lot of IMU campus study, not too many. Okay, it's suitable. I can only say suitable. Okay, and others are almost at the age we plan the synchronous. They name a synchronous teach and learning. That's one. We apply the software Teams. So all the students will get the Teams meeting invitation, and at the setting time, they just log in. Then we teach in university, maybe even at home, just like now. Okay, then we just on the internet by Teams. And the student learn the knowledge. So this is example. For example, the student learn the Acupuncture. So very easy. So it's me, I just through the Teams meeting. I think totally no problem. Same as in campus. Student can learn, then can ask questions, can discuss something like this. So this is the main method for student to join this one. We name it Teams meeting for synchronous learning. Okay, that's next one. Okay, and some modules, some contents we plan is asynchronous. So actually this one, we plan some studying material, then the student just log in our e-learn. So IMU designed this website very well. They just log in and find out the modules, the parts they would like to study by themselves. For example, this our program. This is one module as an example, a Chinese medicine theory. I already tell you, it's the first module for students to study. Okay, so each chapter all in the e-learn. The student very easy to find out the contents they like to study by themselves. Okay, so I see just integrate, combine these form of the student in the past 5 years, because this year is the 6th cohort. In the past 5 years, I think this teaching and learning method almost like I cannot say totally meet the demand of the working professional, but I think almost can meet their demand. They think they can accept this one. They study the knowledge and skill, and also they can do their original work. So I think this is a win-win method. So far, I think we try our best design this one. Also, we heard the feedback from the previous cohort, the student. They feedback us, and we try to amend, get it more suitable for students. Okay.
For the IMU, having this mentor-mentee system, basically all the students will being assigned to one of lecturer as mentee. So lecturer will be mentor, student will be mentee. Of course, we are a small cohort usually, so the mentor will help student in their career path. I mean, during their study, only study, not your financial and your relationship issue. Basically, we're trying to help in mainly the teaching and learning activities. Of course, beside the mentor, if possible, you can seek help for any of the lecturers who teach you, or who teach you. Basically it's Prof. Joe and I. Of course, we also create a team designated a group. You can ask all the teaching and learning related question to us, or sometimes we are using WhatsApp. In Malaysia, most of us we are using WhatsApp. So connecting through WhatsApp will be more efficient. Yeah, or sometimes we'll give you our phone number, so you can WhatsApp or text us during the working hour, or sometime before the late night. Yeah. So this is one good things about the IMU mentor-mentee system. For the assessment parts, I think most of the student or candidates, they would like to know what is going to happen if they're joining the course. So far, all in-course assessment means no final exam, no hard work. Yeah, so basically class test, having a class test, some assignment, such as reports, short essay. The purpose of having a lot of assignments is basically helping you to have the idea how to start your final thesis. You need to practicing, writing and writing, typing and typing, to help you to polish everything on your English, your knowledge, etc., etc. Of course, this is although it's a short course, because it's a program related to practicing and skill. So we're having a practical exam as well. Don't worry. Normally we're having a mock session or a practical session, which will help you to prepare your practical test. Of course, last you need to generate a dissertation. We don't use a thesis because I learned from my colleagues as well. Dissertation is something that's more, probably 10 to 20 Ks of words. Thesis basically is close to a book. Of course, after you present your dissertation, you need to go through a presentation session. Presentation session normally throughout the whole program, you having a lot of presentation as well. This is one of the good thing of the IMU. We train our undergrad student through the presentation as well. We basically find out that when our student they went for master study in other parts, they are quite popular among other students for presentation. Of course, the presentation will help you in your final oral examination as well, or the so-called the Viva Voice. So the passing mark for all the assessment, in the IMU Master of Science in Acupuncture is 65%. Okay, teaching and learning in English. English-speaking campus. So basically, all the module and contents deliver in English. Of course, this is a requirement from the Ministry of Higher Education and QA as well. They only allow a language that can be understood by all the Malaysian. So you either teach in English or by Malay. Yeah. Besides, Porter will also introduce, do we really need Mandarin to study Chinese medicine or acupuncture?
This is I joined IMU this time over 5 years. Actually, this is a question repeatedly. Some other person asked me. They say, "Oh, Chinese medicine, it's originated from China. It's Asian time. The literature from Asian. The writing as a 繁体字, so difficult." To read for modern Chinese, why you can let these people study acupuncture in English? Actually, I think now it is an issue. I just tell you the evidence. Actually, you see, acupuncture, just the thing I mentioned, acupuncture anesthesia. This one was popular in 1950s. At that time, WHO recognize it, then they try to let more and more people study acupuncture. So that's why in 1975, they set up several acupuncture training center in China. So one of the training center just in my university in Shanghai. So from 1975. At that time, the students from other country, mainly from Western country, they studied acupuncture in English or in French, Francais. Also, some people from Japan, they study acupuncture in Japanese. So you see, foreign language already, it isn't the issue. So after, you see, 40, 50 years practice, language totally no problem. And also, maybe you know, even now in United States, there are a lot of college, or the name is college for Chinese medicine as well as acupuncture study. These college, they are mainly teaching, of course, in English, not in Chinese. So this I see, don't worry. And just because in our university already launched a course to teach acupuncture in English. That's why give me more chance. I can join IMU to teach acupuncture in English. I know my English not very well, but anyhow, I think I can teach acupuncture in English. Okay. So language, personally think totally it isn't an issue. And also I see maybe more benefit by teach and learning in English for acupuncture. So my colleagues may tell you more. Okay.
We have 6 non-Chinese students. They totally have no idea of Mandarin, or you can say they can't really speak in Mandarin. So even we have Chinese, some they can only speak, they cannot read. They don't have any issue when studying the acupuncture. Of course, some may raise the issue that because acupuncture, they are from China, their point name is in Mandarin. So far, don't worry, because the acupuncture is one of the earliest complementary and alternative medicine that adopted by the WHO. So they create some coding system which will help you in studying. More and more non-Chinese patients are accepting the acupuncture treatment. So therefore, it's good you learn everything's in English, so it help you to easily communicate with them. Okay, duration of the study, as I mentioned, 2.5 years to 5 years. This is a request from the Ministry of Higher Education and QA. Reason being, I think it's allowed students to defer. First, don't know, in the modern society, especially learning adults, you're having a lot of burdens, families, your business, working as doctors or Chinese medicine practitioners. So this is quite common for students. They're making deferments. Yep. How to register? I think we'll try to provide a link. You can ask my colleagues from the admission parts. They will tell you how to register. Registration is before 4th of September 2023. This is when our course started. For those who are interested, or for those who knows, normally we'll waive about 800 ringgit application registration fee on this week. Means from today's until 28th of July. This is our term and conditions and applies. Yep. I think the last part, why you need really consider the IMU, because we have a strategic location. Yeah, our Bukit Jalil campus, which is a 7-minute walks distance from the Seri Petaling LRT station. For those who are in KL, it shouldn't be an issue. You can drive, especially for those who are outside the KL, Kuala Lumpur area, then or the Klang Valley. You need the LRT to bring you to our campus. Besides, it's only 90 minutes away from the Bandar Tasik Selatan LRT station. This is currently the main bus terminal coach for long distance, such as to Singapore, or all the way back to Kedah, all the way up to Kedah, Hapjai, or Thailand. Yeah, so it's easy to access to DBS, the Bandar Tasik Selatan bus terminal. And the Bandar Tasik Selatan also one of the stations that KLIA Express will stop, means you can easily access our KLIA 1 terminal or KLIA 2 terminals. We are fully using the Microsoft Office. So for those who are joining, basically you will grant access to our 365, the Microsoft Office 365. So you will use the OneDrive, Word, PowerPoint, Excel, etc., etc. So those programs basically will help you in your study and your research. Last, we have ebooks. So not necessary to buy a lot of books. So our library currently being updating our ebooks. Then last, we have this CNK online database. We have vast of Chinese medicine research literature and articles. Of course, the latest articles, I think by this decades, they have the online English translation or online English translation function. So even for those who are not English speaking, it's also easy for you to search researchers or articles which help you your research and your study. So that's all for our so-called the presentation from me and Prof. Joe. Okay, now we come to the T&L session. I think we have 3 questions in the meantime. So I fully encourage any of you try to
So we just directly answer their question, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, the first question.
I think I accidentally pressed the question. They are missing already. Don't worry. How often you need to be here? How often you need to come to IMU?
So maybe I answer this question. I answer
Mm.
this question. Maybe
Mm.
I am.
Mm.
Okay. Actually, it depends on semester. For example, the first semester, I already prepared the name is timetable. Just how many lecture a week, how often the student will come to IMU. As I know, in the coming semester, only 2 days. One in the middle for practical, one at the end of semester just for assessment. So usually for theory study modules, we won't plan a lot of days in campus study. Okay, but the challenge is the clinical practice. The clinical practice, we plan several days. That's a challenge. You need to come to IMU, but we allow students may come to IMU separately, not continuously. Okay, so far I see the previous cohort the student, they think it's acceptable. Okay, so that's the first question. Okay.
That's why you look at our clinical practicing, we divide into 3. Initially was only 2 module. Now we separate into 3 based on the previous cohort feedback. So we try to make it slightly different. So basically, you try to come to the campus every year, and then a shorter duration. That one is more feasible for working adults. Yep. Do I need to be from Chinese medicine background to study this program? Basically, no. So far, I think just now we mentioned already, Prof. Joe and I try to explain. Basically, no, don't need any Chinese medicine background. Basically, English, Western medicine background, so welcome. Thank you. Part-time course, maybe 6 months or 1 year. Currently, I think the last question here, do you have it in a part-time or short course mode? Maybe 6 months or a year. For this question, normally we don't have any. This is a part-time mode already. For short course, we are not going to having a 1 year short course currently, because the 1 year short course is we find out that it's a bit hard to conduct. Yeah, and then we need another approval from the MQA. Is not very. We need to apply from the MQA. So based on what we know, it's a whole new thing to apply from the MQA. Definitely will not be on this coming round. Yes, the program can be conducted like, if you know the postgrad study, there are step-by-step postgrad certificates, postgrad diploma, and with a few of credit top-up, you can then finally you have your master. Yeah, so definitely currently we don't have a short course mode or short courses mode, but we're still thinking there's another possibility. So if it's possible, just leave some your contact numbers. If there are any short course mode, we'll announce you or inform you, sir. Yeah, thank you. Besides these 3 questions, any others? Yeah, I think.
Also have question. 2 more questions.
Yeah. PTPTN, so sorry. PTPTN is only apply for full-time. This is one thing. If you search online, this is for full-time. 1 second, PTPTN is only for public university. They are not cover the private U. So we are a private university. So I'm so sorry to inform you that we are part-time public. We are not a public university. So PTPTN definitely will not cover. Yeah.
Okay. This question because I answer because just follow the previous my answer. Actually, in first semester, the 2 days campus study all planned at the weekend, because I've already mentioned you, it's the program purposely designed for working professionals. So we try our best plan the teaching at the weekend, Saturday or Sunday. I see this time maybe planned at the Sunday. So 2 Sunday. And also each time maybe half day, not whole day. So this I see, don't worry. I know as working professional, they just very much mind their time. It's very natural. So we just try our best to meet that demand. Thank you. Okay.
Your Prof. Joe, do you have any more question? Just type. We try our best to answer.
And if they have further question, is it they claim may ask question by email, is it, to marketing? Is it correct?
Workload manageable. Workload wise, definitely manageable. Of course, I mean for study, you need to sacrifice.
One more question. Okay.
You need to sacrifice a little bit of your own private time to do your the revision and the study lah. Definitely. Some sacrifices you have to make. Workload so far is manageable. After the self-review exercise this year, based on our alumni and student feedbacks, we try to go over the program and we try to lighten the workload. So of course, everyone can really finish. So any more question?
One more ask for extension. Is it cannot complete in 2.5 years? What's its meaning?
I'm not so sure for extension. What do you mean? If you mean maximum is 5 years, this is a requirement for the MQA. If you are not able to finish, probably you have to withdraw. This is the rules by the Ministry of Higher Education and QA. It's not set by us. So 5 years means you have to complete in 5 years.
Usually 2.5 years. Is it? I'm not sure. His meaning is extend from 2.5 years. I'm not sure.
We are not allowed to extend more than 5 years. So sorry.
After 5 years.
No, 5 years is no more after 5 years. Yeah.
I think no because it's a coursework. 5 years too long time. I think.
How does the exam work? I don't get you as well. Grading 65% pass. Yeah, we use mark. 65% is close to I think B or B plus. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Angela Chan. Okay.
Yeah.